Hello my beautiful people and hello my perfume lovers. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Martin and I do perfume reviews. So if you're interested in such content, I always say don't hesitate and subscribe. So yes, as you can see by the title, I'm going to talk about my favorite fall fragrances or just in general fragrances I like to wear in the fall. So my fall picks you could say. And I don't want to waste any time. Let's get started. The first fragrance I'm going to talk about is Majd al Sultan by Asdaaf, and this is from a Middle Eastern brand. I think it's a sub-brand from Lattafa, which is a very well-known Middle Eastern brand. Let me show the atomizer. Yeah, the scent is very smoky. It's incense-y, kind of sweet as well, but overall very smoky. And incense-y, you have the myrrh in here, you have the saffron in here, and tobacco as well. And let me show you the perfume. It looks very oriental. It's a velvety bottle with some golden ornaments. And in my opinion, it is a unisex fragrance, a little bit more masculine leaning, but still unisex. Perfect for the colder days. I tried to wear this one in the summer and I just couldn't, like, it was too much. It was overwhelming, but this fragrance really shines when it's cold outside. And I just love the note structure, and I'm actually very glad that I'm enjoying this fragrance now, because when I did my first video where I was talking about my Middle Eastern fragrance collection, I wasn't really sure if I'm going to keep it in my collection, but I really wanted to give this fragrance a try, and now just can't stop wearing it. It's really a beautiful smoky fragrance. You should definitely give this one a try. It's also very inexpensive. You can get this fragrance for under 20 euro, like most of the Middle Eastern fragrances, especially Lattafa. They really do an amazing job, very inexpensive fragrances, but with a beautiful presentation, beautiful bottles, and an amazing scent. So this is the first one. The next one is a fragrance I actually used to wear a few years ago, and I have it in my collection now again, and I think it's perfect for the colder days. And this is him by Zadig&Voltaire, and this is another incensey smoky fragrance with vanilla, and as far as I know there's also pepper in here and grapefruit in the opening. It's slightly zesty, but you do get incense overall and a beautiful vanilla dry down. So let me show the atomizer. The scent, very soft actually. It's very well blended. In my opinion, unisex, even though this is marketed towards men. There's also like the This Is Her version, which I also have in my collection, but this one really is a banger. I love this fragrance so much. It's actually a little expensive in my opinion for an eau de toilette. When it comes to the projection, I would say it projects a lot in the first hour, and then it dries down to a skin scent. So I just have to keep whispering and whispering. This is like the only bad thing I can say about the scent overall, but still a very beautiful fragrance. You get a beautiful vanilla note in here, and unisex in my opinion. And this really just makes me very nostalgic, because I used to wear this a few years ago in the fall as well. And wearing this now really just kind of brings me back to the time, and I just like the experience I have with this fragrance. So this is also a big recommendation if you don't mind to get a fragrance that's not very loud but still very beautiful. And if you're looking for something that has vanilla and incense in here, because this is really a very well blended fragrance with incense and vanilla. So the next fragrance is something like a fragrance I actually talk about all the time, and it's Shaghaf Oud by Swiss Arabian. I don't know, like nearly every video I kind of talk about this fragrance, but it really is just that good. Very inexpensive for something that performs so amazing, and it's really a very well blended fragrance as well. Can be a little bit harsh for people that are not too used to this, let's say, Middle Eastern DNA, but overall this is a beautiful gourmand fragrance. Very sweet. You have the praline in here, the saffron in here, and the oud. So this is an oud fragrance. You have to like oud to enjoy this fragrance, but as I said, very well blended, especially with the praline. The perfect unisex gourmand fragrance. It's also perfect for layering, so of course I'm wearing it in fall as well, when I just rave all the time about this fragrance. This is definitely something I don't mind to wear every day or nearly every day. This is also perfect for layering, and somehow I just enjoy mostly fragrances that are easier to layer, because I'm a big fan of layering. I always say that, and there's so many layering combos actually I have with this fragrance. And you can actually check out, I did a video where I was talking about my layering combos I suggest to you guys, and there were like 5 or 6 layering combos in this video, so you can check this one out. So yes, the next fragrance I'm going to talk about is a fragrance I got recently in my collection, Shuyukh by Lattafa. This is the Luxe edition, and also a beautiful fragrance. It's actually very similar to Swiss Arabian Shaghaf Oud, but this one here is, I would say, less sweet and has patchouli. Like Shaghaf Oud doesn't have any patchouli, but this one has. It also has caramel and saffron and rose, so also beautiful oriental fragrance. Also unisex. In my opinion, this is a little bit more unisex or less feminine leaning than Shaghaf Oud. And this is definitely not a safe blind buy. But if you like rose and oud combinations, and if you like patchouli, then you're going to enjoy this fragrance a lot. And this is also something, or let's say a fragrance that grew on me in the last 2-3 weeks. This is also perfect for layering. I love to layer this fragrance with, for example, Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, or I also love to layer this fragrance with Shaghaf Oud by Swiss Arabian, also with Oud Glory by Lattafa, which is another fragrance I have here, and I'm going to talk about this fragrance in a minute. So yes, this is, I would say, a sweet fragrance, kind of gourmand, but also a little earthy with the patchouli in here. Definitely a beast mode fragrance. This is really long lasting, very strong projecting. It's not as long lasting and beast mode than like Shaghaf Oud, but this is still very long lasting. I get around 7 to 8 hours, and it projects a lot in the first 2 hours. Like really, you don't have to overspray with this one for sure. So yes, another recommendation. And let's talk about Oud Glory by Lattafa, because this is also a fragrance that somehow grew on me. I wasn't the biggest fan when I tried this fragrance the first time. I also did first impressions, and this is a big compliment getter, and I'm still kind of shocked because I didn't expect this fragrance to get me so many compliments, but I get a lot of compliments, especially from guys, and I don't know what it is, but I really do like this fragrance. The atomizer is nice. The scent, kind of rubberish, I would say, in the opening. I do have to say that and admit it. But if you just let it dry down for 2-3 minutes, you're left with the beautiful oud fragrance. You do get saffron, you get the lavender, and you also get patchouli in here. And this is also the reason why I think it works so well with Shuyukh, because this one has patchouli and so has this one here, and also saffron. And it's a beautiful layering combo, but it also works perfectly on its own. But in my opinion, it lacks something. So I prefer to layer this fragrance with other fragrances, but still perfect for the colder days. I mean, I tried it once in the summer. It gave me headache. I didn't really enjoy it in the summer and in the heat. But on colder days, this is just perfect. As I said, a big compliment getter. And I wouldn't say that this is a fragrance that's an all-rounder. It's definitely a signature scent worthy, but I wouldn't wear this like every day to work because this can be a little overwhelming. However, I think this is an amazing date night scent, or for special events, or if you just want to get all dressed up, this is going to give you that feeling of I'm here. Like this is really a fragrance that will give you a big entrance and will turn heads, especially on the colder days. This just performs perfectly, and it's just so interesting to me how this fragrance smells not totally different, but very different in the summer than on, like, for example, fall or winter. So yes, this is another big recommendation and another fragrance I really enjoy. Let's talk about this one here, Hypnotic Poison by Dior. And I know that this is a fragrance marketed towards women. This is a very sweet and feminine fragrance in my opinion. You have the almond in here and you have the vanilla. I love both of these notes and I love this fragrance. This is also an eau de toilette. It's very well known in the perfume community. I think this fragrance launched over 20 years. So it's on the market for a very long time now, but still very popular. And this is, I would say, a fragrance I also enjoy mostly when I layer it with other fragrances, because the thing is, I don't have the bottle here with me, but I actually ordered another fragrance from Armaf, which is called Craze. I talked about this fragrance twice as far as I know already. And I just love to layer this fragrance with Hypnotic Poison because they're very similar, but Armaf's Craze is actually a dupe for Pegasus by Perfumes de Marly, and so it's more masculine leaning, and this one is more feminine leaning. But if I layer these two together, it's just perfectly in the middle. And I just love this layering combo. This is also a fragrance that's very nice for layering because it's not really complex, but still very sweet with the vanilla in here. And this is definitely something that's very seductive, very sensual. It's giving femme fatale, I would say. So if you're looking for a seductive, sweet fragrance, especially if you're a woman, then I can suggest you this one here. This is definitely going to give you compliments and turn heads as well. A very nice date night scent in my opinion. So yes, we have three more fragrances. And the next fragrance is one of my all-time fragrances, which is Montale's Arabian Tonka. This is really one of the best fragrances you can get. I really love this fragrance. It gives me so many compliments, which is a nice thing to get. I mean, I think it's one of the most beautiful compliments if someone says you smell amazing. And this is really a beautiful oriental fragrance. You have the saffron in here, the bergamot, you have the leather in here, you have the oud in here. So beautiful note structure, very luxurious from the bottle to the scent. And also nice for layering, but this is really a masterpiece on its own. You don't have to layer this one with any other fragrance. And a beast mode fragrance, like Montale fragrances really are more or less all beast mode fragrances. They're all long lasting, they project a lot, and I just really love the DNA Montale has. They're like, all the Montale fragrances I feel like have a very similar DNA, so they're at least 30% similar to each other. And this is definitely something I crave all the time. I can wear it, especially on the colder days, every day. I wouldn't say that this is my signature scent, but it's very signature scent worthy. So if you're looking for a signature scent, this is a big recommendation. And we have two more fragrances. One fragrance I have here with me is Santal Real by Guerlain, and this is also a rose oud fragrance with a slightly fruity opening. You have the peach in here, but it's very powdery, kind of creamy as well. It's also very woodsy because you have the sandalwood in here. I mean, Santal Real, very luxurious, very elegant, very sophisticated. And this is a fragrance I just love to wear on rainy days or when it's kind of dark and mysterious outside. This is also perfect for date nights or for special events and very long lasting. This is definitely something that's going to fill the room. This is going to give you compliments, I'm pretty sure, because every time when I wear this fragrance, it's giving me compliments. And by the way, if you have this one fragrance here, and you layer it with Arabian Tonka by Montale, like chef's kiss, this is really stunning and beast mode, because this is a beast mode fragrance, so it's this one here. And yes, I think this is definitely a fragrance I enjoy mostly on the colder days. I have this fragrance in my collection for 8 months now, so a very long time. I tried it in the summer twice, didn't really enjoy it. Like the one that was actually pretty cold and was rainy outside worked perfectly, but like in the summer heat, no. But fall and winter, yes, perfect for the colder days. And the last fragrance I'm going to talk about is Red Temptation Winter by Zara. And I did a review on this fragrance already. Somehow it's like getting hyped up more and more, and I do get the hype because I really love this fragrance. It's beautiful, sweet, and oriental. Yes, you have the saffron in the opening right away, so it's very spicy. As I said, very oriental. You also have the patchouli in here. And as I said, this actually smells like how I expected Oud Glory to smell. Not that this fragrance is not great, but I somehow expect this fragrance to smell like Red Temptation Winter. And they're also nice if you layer them two together, they work perfectly. And I feel like this is just overall fragrance that adds sweetness and more spice to other fragrances. And this is very long lasting for a Zara fragrance. This is definitely one of the most long lasting Zara fragrances I've tried so far. Unisex in my opinion. I don't know if it's marketed only towards women, but in my opinion it's unisex. But you do have to like oriental and sweet fragrances. And this just really performs amazing for a Zara fragrance. This costs around 19 euros, so very inexpensive and definitely also a big compliment getter. My boyfriend loves this fragrance. Every time when I wear this fragrance, I do get compliments. And I wouldn't say that this is a safe blind buy, but as I said, if you like patchouli, if you like that whole let's say Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA and vibe, then you are going to enjoy this one, especially on the colder days. So yes, and this is it actually with the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're wearing this fall. I would really like to know that. And if you liked them, please hit the like button, comment down below, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys very soon for another review. Thank you.